Cross Timbers. Today is Tuesday, April 10th, 2012. This is Texan News Service, a product of the Texan News Service, and I am Sharon Trimble. In today's news, a recreated Titanic sets sail, an Alaskan bear escapes, Piggly Wiggly gets a new look, recent twisters spawn claims topping $300 million, along with sports and weather. According to the Associated Press, in London, it has been 100 years since the RMS Titanic sailed off the coast of Ireland on her ill-fated maiden voyage, during which she hit an iceberg and sank in the North Atlantic. The Titanic Memorial cruise arrived at Cove on Ireland's southern coast 2 hours later than expected. Bad weather is to be blamed for the delay. The MS Balmoral will follow the same route as the Titanic and will be at sea for 12 days. The Balmoral holds just over 1,300 passengers, far less than the over 2,000 held by Titanic prior to the collision. Some passengers on this voyage are relatives of those who died in 1912. This voyage will leave Cove around midnight and is meant to recreate the onboard experience, complete with some passengers and crew in period attire. Meals will also reflect the Titanic menu, and music on board is also of the 1912 era. 2 memorial services will take place also, one at the time of impact with the iceberg and one at which time the ship sank. The Balmoral is operated by Fred Olsen Cruise Lines, whose parent company, Harland & Wolff, built the Titanic. The Titanic was built in Belfast, Ireland. In national news, according to the Associated Press, an Alaska wildlife center that takes in orphaned and injured animals is missing one of its larger residents. The Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center announced Monday that a 300-pound, 2-year-old female Kodiak brown bear escaped 6 days ago from its enclosure near Portage. The bear had been destined for a zoo in Sweden in early summer. The center is near Chugach in Chugach National Forest land in the southernmost end of Anchorage, about 40 miles down from downtown. The bear was last seen Tuesday night in the mountains between the Portage and Placer valleys, the center said. A spokeswoman for the Alaska Department of Fish and Game said the bear was not a public threat. "It's not like an escaped murderer has gotten loose," said Jesse Coltrane, the area biologist for Anchorage. "It's just a bear in the woods in an area where we have lots of other bears." The bear had been named Shagoyak, an Eskimo name for ghost or shadow, according to the center's website. "It is the first time the center has had an escape," said Executive Director Mike Miller. The Rock House is a non-profit organization that has been operating in Stephenville for more than 30 years and is expected to expand. The business is a residential living facility for individuals with developmental disabilities. It was started by Brand and Nancy Allen in 1979 and is looking to alleviate the cramped quarters they now have. Last Tuesday, the City Council approved a request by the Allens to rezone the property at 1835 West Lingleville Road, the former Piggly Wiggly store. Allen said he plans to renovate the vacant building for partial use by the Rock House. Rock House is in dire need of additional administrative and accounting offices, Allen told the Empire Tribune. "We will also have space for our ongoing education and training and in our Human Resources Department." He said that they propose to lease the remaining half of the building. "Our thoughts for the balance of the building would be medical ancillary programs or medical offices," Allen said. "We've also been approached by a local education institution seeking part of the building. Best Donuts, a small existing business inside the building of the Piggly Wiggly, plans to remain in business." According to the AP, an insurance industry group estimates that the tornadoes and hailstorms that caused scattered devastation in North Texas last week has prompted damage claims topping $300 million so far and could top as much as $500 million. The Austin-based Southwestern Insurance Information Service said in a statement Monday that the estimates are based on homeowner and auto claims filed so far by its member companies. President Sandra Helen says more than 350 homes were destroyed and as many as 1,000 were damaged, and that doesn't include commercial business losses. No deaths were reported from the April 3rd storms, which did their worst damage in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Darvish overcame a rocky start and got a big boost from the powerful Texas lineup, winning his much-anticipated Major League debut in the Rangers' 11-5 victory over the Seattle Mariners on Monday night. After giving up 4 runs while throwing 42 pitches in the first inning, then allowing another run in the second, Darvish settled down and later retired 10 in a row while pitching into the 6th. Nelson Cruz hit a 3-run homer in the third for Texas to tie the game at 5. Then Mitch Moreland and Josh Hamilton both went deep in the 4th to give Darvish an 8-5 lead. Ian Kinsler added a 3-run blast in the 8th. Darvish was Japan's top pitcher before the Rangers committed more than $107 million to acquire him, including his guaranteed $56 million 6-year contract. Today it will be mostly sunny with a high of 83. There will be a 10% chance of rain with a low of 60 degrees. Today's stories came from the Associated Press and YourStephenvilleTexas.com. Today's still images came from YourStephenville.com, USA Today, LATimes.com, Kodiak Bearcamp.com, and ShipFinder.com. Today's broadcast was produced by Mike Daniels, Megan Lofton, Andrea Berry, and Rafael Sanchez. You can follow us on ustream.tv/user/Texan News Service. Don't forget to tell your friends about us and become a fan of Texan News on Facebook. I am Sharon Trimble. Tune in tomorrow for the latest news from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas.